Deporting illegal aliens, it's October 22nd, 2025, and these are your headlines. I'm Sydney Henry, filling in for Brandon Waltons, who's on vacation. Attorney General Ken Paxton says Texas is safer after his office detained and turned over 35 illegal aliens for deportation. Paxton's Criminal Investigative Division made the arrests under a Section 287G agreement between the Office of the Attorney General and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That federal program allows state-trained officers to carry out certain immigration enforcement functions, like verifying status, issuing detainers, and processing deportations. Shortly after President Donald Trump began his second term in January, he signed an executive order expanding cooperation between the Department of Homeland Security and state governments to deport illegal aliens. Texas quickly became the first state to sign on, with Attorney General Ken Paxton the first law enforcement official to enter a new agreement under that authority. This partnership comes as lawmakers passed Senate Bill 8, authored by Senator Charles Schwartner. That new law requires every county sheriff in Texas to seek a 287G agreement with ICE and sets up a state grant program to fund training and enforcement. The goal is to create a consistent deportation process across Texas counties after years of uneven participation. Paxton's agreement marks the first time a state attorney general's office, not a local agency, has been granted direct 287G enforcement powers. A top University of Texas at Austin administrator has been removed from his position amid the state's wider push to eliminate DEI influence from higher education. Psychology professor Art Markman confirmed on LinkedIn that UT leadership dismissed him in late September from his role as senior vice provost for academic affairs, citing ideological differences. Governor Greg Abbott later praised the move, saying Texas is targeting professors who are more focused on pushing leftist ideologies rather than preparing students to lead our nation. Markman, who joined UT in 1998 and was promoted to senior vice provost in 2021, has long been a visible advocate of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. He previously led the university's IC² Institute, which received a 2020 grant to develop tools for measuring DEI outcomes. Markman also participated in campus panels and published articles defending DEI initiatives in business and education. His removal comes amid Texas's DEI ban, passed by lawmakers in 2023, which prohibits state universities from maintaining DEI offices, requiring DEI training, or using DEI criteria in hiring. Under new leadership, UT Austin has been auditing programs tied to DEI and LGBT curricula. Political and administrative changes have accelerated this year, with President Jim Davis and Provost William Inbiden steering the flagship campus toward Abbott's call for academic reform. Markman remains a tenured professor at UT Austin.
But every day I run into something that I'm dealing with the county judge.
Judge Bray recused himself, but as we'll soon see, he couldn't resist reinserting himself into the process.
Signing notices, setting deadlines, accepting candidate applications, rejecting candidate applications. The dispute that ensued thereafter was centered on whether or not Judge Bray had the authority to do those things or should have been doing those things.
Kicking the Circle, Texas Scorecard's latest documentary, will be available on October 28th at texasscorecard.com. A former Texas elementary school teacher will spend the rest of his life behind bars for sexually abusing multiple students over a 20-year teaching career. 53-year-old Andrew Hanson Palmore was sentenced to life in prison without parole after a Hays County jury found him guilty of continuous sexual abuse of children, the maximum punishment allowed by law. Prosecutors said Palmore used his position in the classroom to gain access to children and the trust of parents. He taught at Blanco Vista Elementary and Hays CISD until 2022, when a child's outcry launched an investigation by the Kyle and San Marcos police. That victim wasn't a Blanco Vista student, but detectives soon uncovered additional victims, including former students from Casey Elementary and Austin ISD, dating back to the 2000s. During the trial, jurors heard testimony from 6 child victims and 2 adult women, who said Palmore also assaulted them while teaching in Austin. State investigators say Palmore admitted to abusing at least 3 children, though prosecutors believe the true number of victims may never be known. Palmore's Texas teaching certificate, first issued in 2000, expired in 2024 and remains under review by the Texas Education Agency. Officials say his conviction underscores the growing crisis of educator sexual misconduct, with hundreds of Texas school employees accused of crimes against students in recent years. For more of today's stories, go to texasscorecard.com.